ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be talking about the Wamp amplifier. Before I get started into the video, you can join my Discord server if you want to be part of my community, right? And just make sure that you read the rules when you join, because I will not build for you and no one else will build for you, right? It doesn't matter if you pay with your traps or sunbeam or whatever, we will not build for you, right? It is a rule in my Discord. Okay, now, one thing that's really crucial about this build is the accuracy of the block off. The block off over here has to be extremely accurate, right? It is extremely important that you have this block off is tile by tile accuracy, right? Or from over there or over here at the front, right? So there's going to be a front block off over here. Right, and it's very important that you have this as accurate as possible. This is just from tons of testing. Even if one tile is out of place, this build will not work. So this is a very delicate build in a sense, right? Where you need to have everything as perfect as you can, right? So as you can see all this over here, right? Which I'll get to and how to build it tile by tile. Now you can see the front is blocked off over here, and there's going to be a total of 16 layers from the first tile all the way towards the very end, right? And instead we're going to be pathing the husk over here towards the north, right? Using wall lights, wall launchers, floor launchers, tar pits, right? And additionally, I also have the drop trap over here. So there's a drop trap over here, and this is going to add additional crowd control for the trash husk, right? And which is nice because since there's being stuck over here, right, it's going to have less of them coming up here, which is going to save durability on these launchers up here, maybe perhaps even a little bit over here too. Alright, and another thing to note as well is there's going to be 2 more additional block offs, right, which is over here, right, and this is for the Homebase East and for the Wamp amplifier. So this is why I also added the gas trap. If I didn't have the gas trap over here, the Homebase East on wave 21 would simply come too much on here and do too much damage, right? So we just start to kill them and this should be fine. And then when it comes to the beach block off over here, right, you can see I have the 2 wall launchers over here, and there's going to be a little box, and then we're going to path in the husk over here for the assassin husk, right, with a freeze trap, a dynamo, and the gas trap, right? And in order to do that, you need to have a half floor over here. So you can see I have a half floor, and this acts as additional layer for the assassin husk, so they path 1 tile more east over here. All right. I think that should be the gist of it. And another thing to note is going to be the lobber shield. It's going to be a little bit bigger than my previous video, as you can see, because of the 12.3 changes. And another thing to note as well is the amplifier design over here. Since my video, I've also added 1 wall over here from the mini boss dancing design, and this wall seems to have 100% success rate, right, when I added it. Right, and as you can see, this design is going to dance the mini bosses, and they're going to dance in 1 or 2 places, right? They're going to dance either here, going back and forth, or they're going to dance here, going back and forth. Alright, so I think that should be the overall gist of the design, but I'm going to go ahead and break everything. Oh yeah, and there's also one more important thing to note is the lava bomb shift. Right, the lava bomb shift, you did have a quarter floor over here, a low half wall over here, and a wall over here, a full wall, and then a roof on top. I didn't have the roof on top, but because I added this, this seems to be 100% stable. Right, and I have a wall light over here in case there's a husk that gets stuck on here for whatever reason. Stun them, and then they should be good, because the stun also moves them very slightly. But yeah, I think everything else has been pretty much the same. So I'm going to go ahead and destroy everything, and we will be back. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and we have a naked Wamp amplifier. I'm going to cheat a little bit and actually have this pre-built. And the reason being is because this is required for the beach amplifier. This is also required for the Homebase East. And because of that, I feel like this is already needed anyway. I don't need to do a pre-build for this part. However, I did not mention this in the previous video because this is something new I'm doing. So I'm going to go ahead and build that now. So the wall launcher I'm going to use is double reload, 3 times durability, and healing. And it's important that each wall has healing associated with it. I'm going to use a reload dynamo over here, right? If you don't have a reload dynamo, you can go ahead and use the other dynamo. And I'm going to use a double ceiling gas trap over here. And then I am going to be using a freeze trap with durability. Alright. And this is what I'm going to be using for over here. So we have the 3 walls over here, the gas trap, the freeze trap, and right behind here we're going to have the half floor. And make sure this half floor is facing this way and not over here, right? And make sure it's not like this, and make sure it's like this. Alright. Does it make a difference? I actually have no idea, but this is what I have in this video. So that is the only thing pre-built, and I'm going to go ahead and get building. Alright, and the first thing we're going to do is build the amplifier design, right? And this is the design I'm going to use to ensure the mini boss is going to dance, right, when they come in from the northeast. And do I know if it works if they come in from a different direction? Not entirely sure because I haven't tested it. But I am going to go ahead and build it all. So the first thing I'm going to do is build all walls all surrounding it except for the walls on the west and the east, right? So walls all surrounded like this except for the west and east. And next I'm going to start layering this over here to ensure they come in from the middle. And start layering this like this, make sure they come in from the middle. And just like that. And this is the amplifier design to ensure that the mini bosses are dancing. And then we're going to have a roof to ensure the AI doesn't go bonkers. Alright, so the roof over here is very important, and this is the amplifier design complete. Okay, so we're going to look at it one last time to ensure everybody's got it. Over here, and then over here. So we are going to build a little pathway. Well, actually before that, I'm going to build the block off over here. Just get this out of the way. The wall launcher, and the gas trap over there. And instead of using the durability one, I think I'm going to use the impact one just to launch them further out. Because I don't feel like maybe this doesn't need durability. Alright, so we have that over there. And I'm going to go ahead and start building the stairs. So make sure you have a half floor over here, right? And this half floor is very critical to get them pathing up here, right? So half floor in the slant, and this is like the starting point of our pathing. Now there's going to be a lava bomb over here, right? So we need to put a lava bomb shift over there, right? However, the flat floor will work, but the spawn can't break it. So we could do this, but the spawn can still break it, and this should be good. Right, so the quarter floor over here, this would shift the lava bomb, and we should be good to go. I'm going to put a low half wall over here, a full wall over here, and a roof over here. And on this wall, I'm going to put a wall light. I'm going to use triple impact and double reloaders, but you can use whatever wall light you got, like these ones are perfectly fine as well. And we can use a low wall over here. And from my testing, it seems like I actually need this, but I could try to remove it because I never bother removing it in my builds. So maybe sometime I can try removing it, see if it still works. But so far, I've always had this in my build. Okay, now I am going to continue building. And another thing I'm going to note is the block off. So we're going to have block off over here to ensure that the puzzles are not pathing. So we have the 3 walls over here, and then we have a wall over here. And it may seem like, hey, they actually can't path up here, but in AI they can, right? Even though they really can't, but in AI they can't. They can, so, yep. So we have that over here, right? So we have some walls over here, and we have a flat floor. And we layer up pyramid, wall, flat floor, pyramid, the walls over here, right? 2 walls. Right, so that's a pretty good starting point for the layering, right? And we're going to continue on this soon. Okay. And now we're going to have this layering over here, right? And some husks do whack on this, but they should be very minimal damage, right? Assuming you're in the correct spot to lower the assassin husks elsewhere, right? And what we're going to do is use healing gas traps over here. And I used to use the double gas with the healing on top, but I realized that's not really needed, so I just use the regular healing over here. And I put the layer on top like this, and then wall it out like this, right? So that's 3 layers so far, as shown on that layering. Next, I am going to layer this over here. So this will be the fourth layer, right? So you see I'm wrapping around all the way around, right? Just wrap it around, right? Now I can continue wrapping it like shown like this, right? Which would be correct layering over there, but I also need to consider this block off over here, right? So instead, I'm going to layer it like this, right? Which would also consider this block off over here, right? Because this would act as a layering for this side. Okay. Next, I am going to wall this off, right? Go all the way over here. And next, I'm going to continue to wrap this all the way around, right? Wrap this all the way around. And you can see that I curve this up over here. Now, in my opinion, this is optional to curve it up like this, but this is, I'm pretty sure how I have it, right? But this over here, I'm 100% certain that this part is optional. And then we wrap it up just like that, right? So you can see how it's nice and snug, right? Which wraps not only this block off over here, but also wraps this block off over here, right? So this is actually acting as additional layer in this spot. Next, I'm gonna wall this all around like this. So I'm gonna do the wraparound, right? Exactly like before, but this time with the walls. Wrap it all the way around with the walls like this, and we are good to go over there. Actually, I can actually save one tile over here, because instead of doing a wraparound all the way across, I can just block it off over here, right? Because this layer over here is going to be the exact same layer as there, right? So it's going to be, so we can just move it over there. All right, so this is our layering so far. All right, this is our layering so far. Nothing too complicated, but just keep in mind you have to be as accurate as you can when you're building this. You really have to copy this tile by tile. So I would really make sure to take your time right now to ensure you copied it correctly. Okay, I'm gonna do a nice storm one more time and make sure you have it copied exactly like this. All right, now I am gonna wrap this around over here. So I'm gonna do the pyramid like that, and then pyramid like this, and this would act as additional layering for this layer over here, which then they would have to break through these layers, and they would have to break through that layer and this layer, right? So this is the perfect wraparound, because it will also wrap around here too, right? Which is exactly what we want, right? We want this to wrap around over here on that block off, and also this block off, right? So that's how I'm designing this, right? Okay. And then I'm gonna wrap this around just like that. Right, and this wall and this layer over here, these two would act as additional layer for this particular spot over here. They would have to break through both of them. Now, wall over here, flat floor, the block off over here, and then walls all surrounding that. So this part should be pretty straightforward, but just make sure, again, accuracy is important. Now I'm going to put a slant over here on this corner, and then I'm going to put a slant like this. So this is going to be a slant like this. So I put 5 tiles in total, right? So you can see, let me get that. This tile over here, this tile, this tile, this tile, and this tile. All right. So with that in mind, and I'm going to wrap this around like this. So I'm going to do the wrap around. Right, now I could wrap it around just like this over here. Whoops. I could wrap it around like this, right? But instead, remove these 2 walls and add 1 wall over there. And this would do the exact same thing, because they would have to jump off the cliff. Alright, so far so good. And then there is this slant over here. And then I'm gonna pick that up, do a final wrap around like this. Now this is already going way out of their pathway, right? So we don't need to worry about them breaking through over here on this tile. So just over here, right in the middle. And then finally, right straight in the middle, 1 more layer. And this is the correct block off over here. Alright. And I'm going to kunai storm one more time to make sure you guys got it. Alright. So just keep this in mind and you should be good to go. Right? And that's block off complete. Alright. Now that main block off is done, now we just got to do a little block off on the Homebase East, right? Which I think I've done in a Homebase East video, right? But this one's going to be slightly different and a little bit cheaper, I think. So we do the little 4 walls over there, as you can see, right? And this would be the block off for the Homebase East. And then for that block off, what I'm going to do is put the wall launchers with healing, just like before. So all the walls over here are going to have healing. So the 2 of them are wall launchers, and then 2 of them are going to be dynamos. Right? And so far this has been working for wave 21 when I get it on the Homebase East, which is good. Alright, and that is all the block offs complete, and now we just need to finish off the lobber shield and the pathing. So I'm going to do the lobber shield last. See that shit, the lava bomb? Good. Alright, so there's going to be a pathway over here, so we're going to start with the half floor, 2 slants over here, right, and then we're going to have a flat floor over here, and then they start pathing straight across like that. So you can see over here this pathway, that's exactly how it's going to be, and then we just have walls all across here. And for the smashers, we're going to also have these low half walls over here, all the way across. Alright, looking good so far. Now, if I put flat floors all the way across over here, the problem is that the Homebase East now can path over along here. So we're going to have to use these half floors over here to ensure that they can still path over here, right? Assuming you have these floors over here, right? Now, if I didn't have this floor over here, the husk won't be able to path because this is half a tile, and not all husk can path on half a tile, right? So I need to put that full floor. Alright, and we have that, which is good. Now, I used to have floor launchers over here, which launched them over here, which then launched them over to the east. You could still do that, right? It's just that I never needed to when I added those ceiling drop traps. So I'm going to put ceiling drop traps over here, right? So I'm going to put them over there. And then what I'm going to do, put the, you know what, I'll just, yeah, I'm going to do that. Put this over here and this slant like that. So I put a triangle piece and a slant like this. So there's, so if a floor launcher over here, which I'm going to put as the single impact, single reload, they can get launched all the way out into the ground, right? Which then they have to go all the way back. But this over here, this is 100% needed to have a single impact, single reload. We need to have this combination over here, and the rest has to be durability, right? Otherwise, if it's too far, they might end up launching over here, right? Which would be bad, right? Or if it's on the, let's say over here, on this tile over here, on this side over here, and they get launched from here, right? They would land over here for a single impact. But if it's 2 times impact or higher, they might actually land up over here, which would be really bad. And then slant this like this. So we have a slant for this over here. If it's on the edge, they would slant over here. If it's on the edge over here, they might bonk their head and then nothing will happen, but it's better than nothing. Slant like this and like this. So this is the lobber shield for this area over here on the north side. And the reason why we need this lobber shield is because of this. We're going to need to have a flat wall with the flat floor over here for them to land on, right? Right, and this is for these smashers. So when they stagger over here, I need them to land down here. So let me just build that. So they're going to land over here. I'm going to scrutinize storm, and you can see that we need to have this area over here. Because if they just drop straight down, over here, they might actually break through. Right? But as soon as you put that block on here, they just walk straight down over here diagonally, which is kind of crazy. thinking about it, but yeah, that's what they do. And I've been using this for my Wamp amp, and it's really good. However, if a propane gets launched over here, what I do notice is that they actually want to come back up over here, and they want to blow up on this wall, right? So that's why I have a freeze trap over here, and they have a wall launcher over there, right? So yeah, then I put a freeze trap over here, and I put a healing wall launcher over there. You could put like a wall light over here or something, or a sound wall, but I don't think it's really needed. I think the wall launcher and the freeze trap is good enough. Now I'm going to put a healing wall launcher over here as well as insurance, but I think this one could be optional, but don't quote me on that. But I've always had this over here. And yeah. Oh yeah, there's also another thing too. Even though this is required for the lava shield, the lava bomb shift, but this is a rare lava bomb shift that can happen over here. So I put a flat floor over there, and it should be good. Alright, now we're gonna do some of the building. So because this is an extremely high density area, right, I'm really skeptical about propanes blowing up. So the way I handle that is I make sure that all these traps over here do as little damage as possible, right? But they need to have still some durability. So I have 2 durability wheels on the wooden floor spikes at level 10, right? They do very little damage, right? And for the drop traps, right, the drop traps, I'm going to be using, let's see, let me go all the way down. I'm going to use this one over here. So this one I'm going to be using, which is 4 times durability, single reload, and level 25. Okay. Now, of course, if you really want to, you can just go ahead and use these ones and just level them all the way down to level 30, right, malachite. You actually could do that, right? But I chose to go the extra mile and reduce the level, right? Reduce the level to level 25 instead of level 30, right? For these ones or these ones, right? And I chose the single reloads just so that they last longer, right? You can use the double reloads if you wish, but I just chose single reloads just so that they last longer. And yeah, I'm gonna make 3 of them. I guess I can craft a bunch of them, but yeah. Alright, over here, and then I'm just going to put them over there, and that should be good. Now for the wall lights over here, we're going to put wall lights, and the wall lights we're going to use double reload and 4 times durability, and the wall launchers over here, single reload, 5 times durability. Right, extremely high durability as usual. And we're going to have tar pits, right, and the tar pits with the double reload triple impact wall launchers are going to be very important, right? And they're going to be very, very important, because if we assume that only one wall launcher got hit, right? If we assume only one wall launcher got hit on the smasher, they need a 3 times impact wall launcher to go down, right? You need just 1, right? So that's why it's really important to have that. If this was 2 impact, it wouldn't work. These need to have a minimum of 3. So both of these have to have a minimum of 3 for this to be more effective. If we assume only one of these wall launchers hit the smasher. Right, and there's a calculation that can be done to verify that. Okay, so tar pit, very important to have 2 of them, and very important to have 2 wall launchers over here. This is because of the smasher. Right? We really want to make sure the smasher gets down in the recycling. Okay, so there's only one thing missing, and that is a lovely lava shield, right? If we didn't have a lava shield, the flinger can fling from this position over here, which is kind of ludicrous, but yeah, they fling from really far away. So I build a lava shield over here, right? So I put a flat wall, over there, right over there. Make sure you have a flat wall over there, and we start building this lovely lava shield. So I'm going to start from here and then build 2 across like this. Right, keep building just like that, and I'm going to build 1 more over there. Not here, right over there. So you can see this is the lava shield I start with, right? 7 tiles over there and the flat wall. And I'm going to build this all the way across. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4 over there. So you can see those are the 7 new ones over there that I built, and that's part of the lava shield. Alright. And I think we're done. Let me check. Let me check how many tiles I have. Not many. Now I don't think I missed anything over here. Don't think so. But I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade everything, and we'll come back. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and I think I upgraded to everything to tier 3. And as usual, of course, I missed something, right? And it's something, I guess it is somewhat minor, but I should be fine without it. But essentially what it is for the layer over here. Because someone in my Discord did report that using this block off over here, right, they did have one smasher break through and go all the way around. So I'd assume that if you just had one more layer, that would be fine, right? But again, that should be something really rare, because I've never seen that before. But I think that should be fixed with this layer over here. And there's also going to be husk phasing, right? So husk phasing is still a thing. So a little midget can phase through the walls, right? So when they phase, they'll go on all the way over. If they're not pathing towards you and they give up, they'll path towards the amp, and they'll hit on this wall. So this is where I put the wall spike. And that should be it. That should be it for this build, and I'm going to go ahead and test that a few times before I move on and post the video. So yeah, that'll be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And again, that this amplifier for the block off particularly has to be extremely accurate in how you build it. You can't have it connected to the Wamp, the tunnel. You have to have it built very exact over here. And I've done a lot of testing to ensure that I've skimmed as much tiles as I can. And yeah, you do need everything in here, right? So it's really I wouldn't say expensive, it's like 200 tiles, but again, it's something that is really precise. You need to make sure you build it very precisely.